Let us see how to create a backup of your QuickBooks Company file. For this purpose, we need to go to the File menu and count down. There are two places to create your copy. Number one, backup copy you can do from here as well, but the main place is create copy. Click on create copy. There are three options: backup copy, portable company file, and accountant copy. So each of them are used for different purpose: backup for different purpose, portable file for different purpose, and accountant copy for different purposes. So I will explain these two in the next videos. But for the time being, let us go for the backup. Click on this one. So here you have two options for backup. Either you can take online backup or local backup. Online backup means online in a different location. But local backup means, of course, in your drive, maybe in a different folder, in a C drive, in a D drive, in a CD, in a USB, and so on, right? So let's first go for this one, for the local backup. But before to click on the next, let's see the options or defaults. So there are a few options that you have to select. First of all, where you want to save your backup. So you have to select the location. So click on the browse and select the location where you want to store this one. For example, I want to go for the desktop. In the desktop, there is a folder by the name of QuickBook Backup, right? So click on this one. And then one more option, add the date and time of the backup on the file name. Should we add the date and the time of the backup on the file itself? So it is better to say yes. Why? Because easily we can understand when we have taken the backup of this company file. Next one is, so it is better to take it yes. Next one is limit number of copies in this folder too. For example, I have selected a folder by the name of QuickBook Backup, right? So how many copies should be in this folder? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. As you can select this one. For example, what do you mean by this one for 3 and 4 and so on? If you say 3, so the maximum number of copies that you can take in this folder is 3. If you go for the 4th time, number 1 will be removed. If it is, for example, 5, right? Up to 5 copies, it is fine. But when you go for the 6th one, so the first one will be removed. So the maximum number of copies that you can maintain in this one without removing the first one or without replacing the first one is this one, for example, is 3, right? So let's say it's 3. Next one, remind me to back up when I close my company every, for example, 5 times, right? Let us say, for example, you have given 5 times. When you close your company for the first time, there is no reminder. When you go for the second, for the third, for the fourth, but for the fifth time, when you close your company file, so QuickBook gave a reminder that you can take a backup of your QuickBook file, right? So in order to do not disturb us, let us take a 10. When I close my company for the 10 times, so after that, you give me a reminder to take a backup of your QuickBook files, right? So before saving the files, so what the QuickBook should do? Should QuickBook go for a complete verification, quick verification, or no verification? Let us say, for example, go for the quick verification. Then say yes, right? So QuickBook may give you this warning as well. Why? Because I have selected the desktop, so desktop is also belong to the C drive. So QuickBook may ask you whether you want to select the same location or you change the location. Why? Because if there is any problem with your C drive, so your backups are also gone. So let us say, for example, for this time being, let us okay. C drive is okay. So next, go for the next. Then, when do you want to save your backup copy? So there are options. Save it now, we want a backup now. Save it now and schedule for the future, only schedule for the future. There are 3 options. Take a backup now. Second option, take a backup now and also schedule for the future, only schedule for the future. So let us go for this one. Why? Because this one includes both of these, right? Click next. So save a backup on which file? So this is the same. This is the previous setting. Save backup copy automatically when I close my company, for example, as I said previously, in the same thing 10 times. Let us say this is also 10. When I close my company every 10 times, QuickBook automatically, but this is automatic, right? Automatically take a backup of my QuickBook file. But there is no schedule. See, there is no schedule. If you select this one, so QuickBook, of course, take a copy, but don't schedule for the future. So if you want to schedule for the future, you have to click on the new. Click on the new. So describe the backup task that you want to schedule. For example, this is a monthly 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 backup. Monthly backup. Let's say this is the name of that one. Where you want to take a backup. Again, for example, let's say the backup is in Drive. Again, for example, the backup is on the QuickBook backup file. Again, the number of copy that you want to take, for example, 3 and so on. Select the time and date. Select the time and day you want to save the backup. When the QuickBook should take a backup, right? For example, time, this is the time. For example, this is the time that you can take. For example, this is 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock a.m. QuickBook should take a backup. Run this task every 2 weeks on, or let's say, for example, every 1 week. Every week, if you say yes, if you say one, every week QuickBook will take a backup. If you take two, every 2 weeks, then 1 in 2 weeks will take a backup. Let's say, for example, 1 is fine. But if you take 3, for example, if every 3 weeks, so QuickBook take a backup and so on. Let us say 1. Run a backup every week. On which day? Let us say, for example, on Saturday. Or let us say, for example, this is on Monday, working day, for example, right? So take a backup of my QuickBook file on 1 o'clock a.m. every week on Monday, right? You can do this one. Store password. So this password does not belong to your QuickBook. This password does belong to the window itself. If you want, you can click on this one as well, right? So you have to confirm your Windows password, right? Otherwise, you cannot proceed. Let us say, for example, forget this one. No need for this one itself. Remove it. So click OK. Okay, password is required. Let's give a password. For example, here it is fine. Okay, let me do once again. Okay, now password is fine. So QuickBook will take a backup on this day. You can add any more, for example. You can edit this one, you can remove this one, or you can make a new as well. Then finish. Okay, specify. So then you have to wait for a few minutes in order to take a backup. Say QuickBook is preparing for the backup. If you want, you can cancel as well. See, backup has been saved, it's fine. See here, and the home page, you can see, for example, the backup is taken on this date, right? So also it shows the date and the time that you have taken this backup, right? So this was regarding the backup. You can take a QuickBook Company file. So thank you for watching the videos. So watch the next videos in order to understand regarding the portable file as well as the accountant copy as well.